In the terrible bandit 90s when we almost lost our great Russia, and we were literally on the brink of this, we test pilots often had to load and unload planes at night or work as taxi drivers. Now we fly almost every day, sometimes on Saturdays and holidays, as they say, without taking off our flight suits. And for this, dear Vladimir Vladimirovich, I want to say a huge thank you and a low earthly bow to you.
How could this bow and this testimony not be a moment of patriotism, emotions, and gratitude? Those who can remember, who were a little bit political back in the day, can remember the days of the late Boris Yeltsin and how the US and its Western partners milked out Russia and almost turned Russia into a banana republic. Look at how far Russia has come today to get back to the stage where it previously belonged to. Take a listen.
Chekunov Leonid Viktorovich, commander of the flight squad, test pilot of the Yakovlev Company.
Dear comrades, dear ladies, dear Vladimir Vladimirovich, today I am overwhelmed with feelings of joy, gratitude, pride for my great country, for aviation, for our fathers and grandfathers, for my father, hero of the great patriotic war, who, having survived the first most terrible year of the blockade in Leningrad, at 16 years old, from 17 years old, from May 1943, crushed the Germans in the infantry, starting from the Kursk Bulge on tank armor with his beloved PPSH submachine gun and a sapper shovel, stormed the Eastern Wall, forced the Dnieper from the 6th to 7th of November 1943, liberated Kyiv, Rivne, Vasilkov, Dubno, Lvov, Krakow, and was already seriously wounded in northern Slovakia and lost his leg. And as in that film, Eternal Call, when he found himself in the hospital, young, fast, agile, he was the Leningrad champion in gymnastics. Without a leg on the 4th floor, he had the thought to throw himself out the window. And an elderly Russian woman, a nurse, seeing his condition, sat down next to him, embraced him, stroked his head, saying, "Son, don't even think about it. Mother is alive in Leningrad. You'll return home, study, get married, have children." And so it all happened. Returning home, my father rebuilt our entire great country. The Bratsk hydroelectric station, Ust-Ilimsk, Sayano-Shushenskaya, installed electric machines on nuclear submarines in Severodvinsk, in Komsomolsk-on-Amur. He rebuilt our great country. Just pride for our heroic fathers and grandfathers. They left us a great, flourishing, huge, rich country. I want to say 2 words about the profession of test pilot. We, test pilots, by the will of fate, find ourselves at the top of a pyramid, at the base of which lies the work of many thousands of our designers, engineers, workers, factory workers. When you go to the factory in Komsomolsk-on-Amur in the morning, 20,000 people flow to the factory gates. You simply feel a colossal responsibility for your work, for your business. because the labor, hopes of all our people, their salaries, bonuses, hopes for a better future, are connected precisely with your work. If in the first flights, which sometimes happens, some failures occur, even serious ones, then concern arises not for oneself, but for one's swallow, aircraft, which must be brought home to the home airfield and landed, touching the wheels, so that the causes of failure are discovered on the ground. Engineers eliminate them, and the aircraft works safely and reliably, both in the troops and safely carry our passengers, which we all ultimately are. And third, in the terrible bandit 90s when we almost lost our great Russia, and we were literally on the brink of this, we test pilots often had to load and unload planes at night or work as taxi drivers. Now we fly almost every day, sometimes on Saturdays and holidays, as they say, without taking off our flight suits. And for this, dear Vladimir Vladimirovich, I want to say a huge thank you and a low earthly bow to you. You work. We all see on television how you work. I simply cannot imagine. Morning in Vladivostok, afternoon in Moscow, evening in Kaliningrad. Just take care of yourself, please take care of yourself. If anything, we are with you, dear Vladimir Vladimirovich.